In the headlines, event organizers warn to be prepared to have shows shut down if they fail to comply with the law. Vendors to face consequences for selling drinks in glass bottles, and a past Carnival princess wins the Miss DSC Mass Jamboree title. I'm Andrea Wee with the Channel 5 News details after this. Thank you for staying with us. First up, the Chief of Police has cautioned event organizers that their shows will be shut down if they violate the law. Lurian Graham Carter has that story.
Police Chief Daniel Carbon's warning follows his instruction to shut down Sunday's Wet Fete about 2 hours before it ended at the Carnival Village. Carbon says he is never in favor to approve of events to go beyond 11 p.m., but when he does, it is done with the warning that if the law is broken, the police have the right to end it early.
But when I'm inclined to approve it, I always put a caveat in the approval or the permission that I give. And I draw the applicant's attention to the provisions of the Noise Abatement Act and the Litter Act. And I tell them any violation of these acts will result in their event being stopped.
Carbon has also asked event organizers and shop owners who play music to be considerate to their neighbors.
How can you be a bartender, you have a shop, and you're pounding music from 2 p.m. till 3 in the morning, and you have elderly sick people on a bed, cannot take a rest, and you do that for the sake of $1? I mean, that cannot be right. And so that is an area I believe the police force too must move more aggressively to enforce. Disturbing people in the privacy of their homes and their peace with loud noise.
Meanwhile, the Minister for Justice, Immigration and National Security says government's plans in the future on having security cameras in part of the country, not just for the Carnival season.
We intend to have the installation of security cameras as a permanent fixture within the national security infrastructure of the island. And the installation of those cameras will not be limited only to Roseau, but other parts of the country. I'm elated by the fact that the Commissioner of Police referenced that the cameras will not be a substitute for police presence. And I was happy to have heard him said that the streets of Roseau and other parts of the country will be saturated with police officers.
Vendors are being challenged to assist the police in ensuring offensive weapons are not carried in carnival bands by not selling drinks in glass bottles. Assistant Superintendent of Police Richmond Valentine says vendors can face the consequences of doing so.
For those of the vendors who are listening, the officers on the route will be so instructed to shut down the bar if you are selling alcohol or liquid, whatever it is, in a glass bottle. You can be held as an accessory to committing an offense because the carnival order says a glass bottle, empty or full, is considered an offensive weapon.
The public can also rest assured that the use of closed-circuit televisions, CCTVs, along the carnival route will assist the police in apprehending criminals.
And most importantly, the carnival route will be covered with CCTV. So we will see everything that is happening on the route. Maybe you might even see before it happens. So the entire carnival route will be covered. We will have footage. We'll be looking at what is happening on the route as the minute goes by. So just guide yourself accordingly. We'll be seeing. We are going to be seeing you this year. Carnival 2016, I must say, will be policed in a manner that will provide no opportunity for criminal activity. So any semblance of disorderly conduct or violence, expect that you'll be removed from the band. And the next time you will see the streets of Roseau will be on Ash Wednesday.
Newly crowned Miss DSC Mass Jamboree Chrislyn Tavernier plans to use her reign to support the psychological well-being of her peers. More from Idona Jean-Baptiste.
Tavernier of Granby captured the awards for Best Interview, Best in Beachwear, and Best Talent to outdo 6 other contestants on her way to the throne. She also won the Miss Photogenic and People's Choice Awards.
Currently, I'm studying psychology and mass communications, and because my dream is to become a clinical psychologist, I will apply my counseling skills to help my peers and the students of the Dominica State College in order to help the school continue being that prestigious institution that it is. My message to the youth, Carnival 2016, let the spirit of the real mass live on, but have clean fun.
Suellen Myers emerged first runner-up with the awards for Best Runway and Best Beachwear, while Saida Charles won the second runner-up position. Akisha Valmond won the Best Personality, Best Evening Wear and Best in Evening Wear awards on her way to third runner-up. Best Thematic Wear award went to Curdell Coffey. The other contestants were Hendrika Smith and Dahlia Bruno. Chrislyn Tavernier is a former Carnival princess. She won the title for the Granby Primary School for the first time in 2009. Idona Jean-Baptiste, Channel 5 News.
The carnival route has remained the same for Mass Dominique 2016. Assistant Superintendent of Police Richmond Valentine told the media this week that the parade starts at the intersection of Kennedy Avenue and Independence Street.
The reason I'm saying the route begins at that intersection is primarily because you ought not to be playing music on any other street. For example, the big trucks come from Pottersville. They want to start playing music across the bridge. You ought not to be playing music until you get to the intersection of Kennedy Avenue and Independence Street.
From that point, the parade moves south along Independence Street to the intersection with King George V Street. At that intersection, the revelers turn west onto King George V Street and proceed to the intersection with Hanover Street. There, the bands continue north along Hanover Street to the intersection with Kennedy Avenue. The procession then moves east along Kennedy Avenue back to the starting point. A new regulation has been put in place ahead of the Juve celebrations for Mass Dominique 2016. This comes as a modification to the judging criteria for the Lapo Carpet bands which are on the road for that parade. Chairman of the Road Parade Organizing Committee says this new feature will help to make the judging of the Lapo Carpet bands much easier.
We do have a price for the first Lapo Carpet band on the road, but what we have noticed is that we have difficulties in determining which of them actually hit the pan at exactly 4 o'clock, because they have all gotten smart and they're there very early. So what we have done is to add a new dimension to that price. And we say, yes, the first Lapo Carpet band on the road, but with the largest following. So the Lapo Carpet has to get persons to come and be with them, and then we count the number of persons in the band and determine which is the first Lapo Carpet band on the road.
Hyacinth says the early morning parade with the electronic bands is a spectacular feature of Carnival Monday.
At 7 a.m., the big bands join the parade. And that is one of the greatest moments that I've seen in Carnival in the Caribbean. The 7 to 9:30 event with Triple K and WCK. I think that's a fantastic early morning jump up.
Best Old Mass Band, Longest Lapo Carpet, Best Creative Juve Band and Individual, and Best Sensei are among the prizes to be won from the early morning Monday parade. Meantime, the Tuesday morning parade, which consists of adult costume bands and winners and participants of various events, starts at 10. Judging of the Adult Costume Band of the Year happens during that parade from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Carnival Corner Costume Band had publicly challenged a decision recently to award Africulture Stilt Walkers Band of the Year last year, since the majority of its members is made up of children and teenagers. Hyacinth says groups should have a minimum of 50 adults.
The carnival band must be registered with the Dominica Festivals Committee. Have a minimum of 50 adults. Carry a banner 4 by 9 feet depicting the title. The band must have a king and a queen. And it must make at least 2 complete rounds along the route. We look for the visual impact, the clarity of the theme, order and organization. We want to urge the public to come out in large numbers, and we want to ensure that we have a safe and a free carnival.
We'll bring you more news after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Ministry of Education has received a donation of $28,200 to help the post-Erica recovery efforts. The money donated by the Dominica Anguilla Relief Team will be used to assist primary and secondary schools around the island.
That every school, every primary school on island will receive $300, and every secondary school will receive $500. The fact that every school is receiving a cash donation speaks to the effort that was placed in this fundraising initiative. This presentation serves as an indication to our children that you are interested in their education.
Schools will also benefit from a contribution of supplies from Jay's Bookstore, HarperCollins of the UK, and Macmillan Education, also of the United Kingdom.
HarperCollins, when they heard of the destruction, felt they also had an obligation, although they do not have a presence in Dominica, but they felt an obligation to assist. And as such, they have donated 420 textbooks. Macmillan has donated some teachers' guides for the English Matters, which is currently in use in the secondary schools. Jay's Limited, resident in Dominica, also need to make a contribution. And so we will be donating 150 chairs.
The ministry has a deadline of 31st May to ensure that all schools receive the money from the Dominica Anguilla Relief Team. The Operation Youth Quake takes their motto, growing what we eat, eating what we grow, and sell the surplus, one step further with a US $7,000 chicken recovery project. Director of the Operation Youth Quake at a media briefing on Thursday gave an update on the project sponsored by the Australian High Commission.
The project entails the renovation of the cage, purchase of stock, 200 birds, medicine, feeding the chickens up to the laying point, training 5 residents, and they will also receive a stipend, purchase of waterers, feeders, etc.
Currently, the Institution for Juvenile Delinquents grows most of what they need to eat on the premises.
We have vegetables, ground provisions, pawpaw, pumpkins, avocados, tomatoes, local seasoning. And all these, as I said, they are produced on the farm. We continue to produce eggs. And as you will be aware of, over the Christmas season, there was a demand on our eggs here at Operation Youth Quake. We are grateful for businesses like H.H.V. Whitchurch, who takes our eggs and sell it. We are also grateful for the people at the Ministry of Agriculture and in general the government workers who continue to buy our eggs.
7-time Calypso Monarch Dice is the 2016 champ of the camp. In second place was Buplay, third position Bob, and third runner-up Checo. Dice won with his popular rendition, MyDominicaTradehouse.com. Thursday night staging of the event at the Harlem Plaza was the last showdown mass camp for the 2016 Carnival season. Dice, Buple and Bob will be competing at the Calypso Finals on Saturday, 6th February. Bouyon Music will likely contend for a Bouyon Road Match title in 2017. Over the years, the Road Match title and the prize money have been awarded to a Calypso and Calypsonian. On 2nd February 2016, observed as the first Bouyon Day in Dominica, Carnival promoter Val Coffey called for Bouyon to be included in the Road Match title competition. Treasurer of the Dominica Calypso Association says he is okay with that suggestion once someone else awards the prize money.
We have no problem with that, except that the Bouyon people would have to pay the money. It cannot be the Calypso people paying the money. We have a Calypso Road Match prize that we give, and a Bouyon cannot get a Calypso Road Match prize. Something like that, I welcome it, of course, the Bouyon on the road, but there's no way Calypso is going to pay the prize for the Bouyon, because there's a Bouyon organization that runs the Bouyon competition, and they should take care of that.
Chairman of the National Cultural Council, Gregory Rabes, is encouraging musicians to produce music that is marketable to the wider world. Rabes was speaking at the launching of Calypsonian Jenny Jackson's album on Wednesday.
The world nowadays, we have what you call a sort of a global musical taste that cuts across all genres. And if you follow the popular genres today, R&B, pop, soca, there are very common threads and musical formulas that are used. So our musicians now need to recognize those things and pitch their creativity, their creations at the global marketplace. Yes, we have to anchor our material in the Dominican soil, in the Dominican culture, but then we also have to reach out to the modern world.
Another corporate citizen in Dominica is planning to use funds raised from its carnival event to assist those in need. That's the goal of Clear Harbor Cares Inc., which will be hosting a car park bacchanal event on Sunday, 7th February.
Clear Harbor Cares Inc. is geared at taking care of the needs of our own employees in light of if they have difficulties, fires at their homes, or they have a family member that has passed and they need assistance. Also, we venture into taking care of assisting schools, the hospitals, and the persons within the community as well.
Clear Harbor Cares Inc. was officially registered in 2010 by the Clear Harbor Call Center.
Starting the year, we expect to do something in the spirit of culture. We are looking to, again, bring and revamp our Clear Harbor Cares committee and, just show Dominicans that we are doing something during the cultural time. And, this is one of the first events that we had since after Erica happened. So we're just trying to come in strong and just let everyone know that we're still here. We didn't die out.
The event runs from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. at Clear Harbor Canefield. $5 will be charged for entry. That's news. Kenny Williams comes up next with your sports highlights.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Action in the United Insurance Secondary Schools Under-20 Cricket Championships unfolded as Dominica Grammar School and Isaiah Thomas Secondary went head-to-head on Thursday. ITSS batted first, scoring 103 for 9. Ryan Prosper led the way with 37, with assistance of 21 coming from Cody McDonald. Jeremiah Joseph took 4 for 6 and Micah Joseph 2 for 23 for ITSS. Isaiah Thomas at the crease scored 69 all out. Micah Joseph had the most resistance with 42 not out. Niall Payne wreaked some havoc for the ITSS batsmen, picking up 5 for 31, Nigel Joseph 2 for 12, and Kasim Peltier 2 for 18 for DGS. In the second innings, DGS declared on 91 for 1, Ryan Prosper scored 45, and Kasim Peltier 34. ITSS came in again, ending on 117 for 4, Micah Joseph added 48, and Lincoln Durant 36. The match ended in a draw, however DGS got first innings points. Still on the cricket scene, cricket enthusiasts can look forward to some action on the eastern side of the country as the L'Escalier Premier League starts in Sinico on Saturday. This competition is 3 years old and takes on the format of a 20-over taped ball game. PR Thunder Kings is the 2015 defending champion.
We're having Quick Boys will be playing Green Valley. Green Valley is a team from Concord. And in the afternoon from 2 o'clock we'll be having Peter Magin. They'll be playing will be playing against Atkinson. And Sunday morning from 10, Sensi will play in Dynamics. And in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, GM Young Force. That's a team of young guys from our area. They'll be up against a team by the name of Fire Strikers.
The LPL features 15 teams in 2 zones. Onto the international cricket scene. Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Zimbabwe registered wins in Thursday's edition of the ICC Under-19 World Cup. Karim Janat piloted Afghanistan to 226 runs victory when he added a solid 156, his team ending on 340 for 9. In reply, Fiji was 114 all-out with no batsman topping 29 runs. Meantime, Bangladesh had a 6-wicket win over Nepal, scoring 211 batting first. Raju Rijal scored the most for Nepal, scoring 72. Bangladesh next at the crease, clocked out on 215 for 4. Then Canada and Zimbabwe contended for the win. However, it would be Zimbabwe who would dominate with 6-wicket victory. Canada chose to bat and registered 186 for 8. Zimbabwe then came in with a reply of 190 for 4. In football, a no-show of teams resulted in 2 matches being called off in Division 1 Football League Thursday. As a result, MV Maxano Bombers and RIC Kensborough won by default in their match against Starin and Son St. Joseph and ACS Tarish United respectively. However, action went on between Grand 4 Young Boys and Wayne George Academy at Newtown Savannah, with Young Boys winning the match 3-0. Kimon Coffey, Leon Pascal and Hesron Prince scored 1 each for Young Boys. All leagues of the Dominica Football Association will resume after the Carnival celebrations. Moving now to results in NBD Primary School Football Championship. Woodford Hill, Kalibishi and Tebow have qualified in their zone of games with points of 15, 12 and 9 in that order. Other teams of note were Baroness Patricia Scotland Primary with 6 points and Penville Primary with 3. On the Southeast Zone, Saint-Sever Primary and Granford Primary Schools had 6 each, while Montjean and Castle Bruce Primary had 3 points each. Dequan Lawrence scored 8 goals for Montjean, Tariq Toussaint 6 for Saint-Sever, and Glenson Scotland 3 for Castle Bruce. The games resumed Thursday with 2 matches in the Valley Central Zone at Lindo Park. We go now to high school basketball, where St. Mary's Academy dominated with 43 points difference against Pierre Charles Secondary Thursday. SMA ended the secondary schools on the 20 match with 75 points. Ghana Harris scored 18, Rashid Joseph 16, Jamie John Baptist 14 for SMA. Scoring for PCSS, Maxine Germain and Jesse Benjamin got 8 points each, while Shaquan John Baptist had 6. The league continues next Thursday, where Pierre Charles Secondary will play host to Dominica State College. Running over to track and field, the Pioneers Athletics Club will be hosting a kids athletics meet on Sunday at the Botanic Gardens. The event will feature guest athletes from Guadeloupe, with events in the under 16, under 15, 15 and under 14 categories. The event is scheduled to run from 10 a.m. until 4:15 p.m. Finally, in sports, we can tell you that the NUMEM 400 Domino League continues Sunday with 8 rounds of play at Melvina's Bar in Point Michelle. The teams that have qualified for Sunday's games are Marina Mount Zion, Dolphins, Task Force, Metrics, Rebels, Giants, and Homeboys in Zone A. In Zone B, Swansea, Tambin Tree City, Fire Services, Remix, Skills, Execute, and Rabbit Hole. The games begin at 11:30 a.m. That's all the time for sports. I'm Kenny Williams. Have an awesome weekend.
Your weather report is next.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I will be your presenter for this evening, Farah Rock Career. A surface trough was the dominant feature today, which produced multi-layered clouds across the area. Earlier visible satellite imagery showed an increase in cloudy skies across the eastern Caribbean. Earlier radar imagery indicated shower activity spread across the eastern Caribbean. For those of you going out this evening, please take note, mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms can be expected tonight. These conditions will persist tomorrow, along with some breezy conditions as well. The marine conditions tomorrow will be moderate and waves are expected to be up to 8 feet. What can we expect for the next 3 days? Well, tomorrow, Saturday, as I said, mostly cloudy skies with some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. A relative improvement is expected Sunday into Monday. For the rest of the Caribbean tomorrow, lingering moisture associated with the surface trough will produce some isolated thunderstorms and some cloudy conditions across most of the Lesser Antilles. Thereafter, high pressure system will re-establish itself. On the international scene, some overcast skies with some showers expected in Miami, partly cloudy skies in New York and London, and beautiful clear skies expected in Caracas and Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:34 a.m. and will set at 6:06 p.m. Feel free to visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Join us next time for your next weather broadcast. Do enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
To end the news, the headlines again. Event organizers want to be prepared to have shows shut down if they fail to comply with the law. Vendors to face consequences for selling drinks in glass bottles. And a former Carnival princess wins the Miss DSC Mass Jamboree title. Email us at news@marpin2k4.com and check out our newscasts on our YouTube page. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Andrea Lee. Have a safe carnival and stay tuned to Channel 5 News for our outside broadcast of Last Dominic 2016.